All the tensions that's rising between India and Canada, as trouble now mounting for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau seems visible. Trudeau's popularity in Canada is currently on a decline, as per opinion polls conducted by IPSOS polling for Canada's Global News. Opposition leader Pierre has emerged as the best candidate for Prime Minister, as Trudeau's popularity has dipped. Around 40% of Canadians have chosen him as their favourite leader. On the other hand, Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party has only secured around 30% in the opinion polls conducted on Thursday. Meanwhile, India today has accessed a report on terrorist threat to Canada of 2018, which mentioned Sikh extremism as one of the major concerns in Canada. The report has highlighted the names of Babar Khalsa International and International Sikh Youth Federation as the organizations associated with terror. Moreover, what's even more shocking here is that in 2019, Justin Trudeau government got that paragraph removed from the revised version of that document. Well, Justin Trudeau is certainly going to be seeking another term, and right at a time like this, while there are allegations that he's trying to pander to a vote bank in Canada, there are reports coming in of an opinion poll that was conducted by IPSOS, polling for Canada's Global News, which has shown popularity of Justin Trudeau dip. And we see the opposition leader, Pierre Poilievre, his popularity has emerged and has made him the number one, or rather the best candidate for Prime Minister. Gaurav Sawant joins us for more on that. Gaurav, this was expected. It's not as if not just India and Indians here in India are furious with what's happening in Canada, but I'm thoroughly sure that Canadians themselves aren't very happy with this kind of growing extremism on their own land, and may be asking questions to Justin Trudeau as to what his government is doing to curb it. And clearly his popularity has dipped as per a survey.
In fact, many in Canada argue that it's because of his dipping popularity that he actually came up with these bizarre allegations and made them in public to make it into a national security India versus Canada issue. And he's actually in the dock even in his own country because of this. Polls in Canada seem to indicate that he's 14 points behind Pierre Poilievre. And the reason for that, incidentally, is more to do with housing and inflation and domestic issues. And because he was unable to respond to issues of inflation and price hike and house rents and house mortgages being extremely high, that he actually came up with this bogey of taking on India. But here again, initially, though, people stood by him because it suddenly became an issue of a Canadian being killed on Canadian soil. But then now there are details about Nijjar and his terror background, and not just Nijjar, but Canada's support to radical Khalistani terror for decades. There are more details, and details that have shocked the world about how Canada had intelligence details about these Babar Khalsa International or Khalistani terrorists planning to bomb Air India aircraft 182 in 1985. Intelligence inputs were available right from 1984. Those terrorists were tracked, and yet nothing was done, and 329 people were killed. Incidentally, Nabila, as more details come out, there is rising anger against the government's inaction against Khalistani terrorists then, and Justin Trudeau's inaction against Khalistani terrorists and separatists now. If I could take you back once again, the whole world looks at 9/11 as the worst aviation terror attack in the world. Before 9/11, these Khalistani terrorists had planned a 9/11 kind of an attack, in the sense that they had planned to target multiple aircraft at the same time, and they did. While the bomb onboard Kanishk went off, killing 329 people, incidentally, including 286 from Canada, and 20 were pregnant women who were killed in that air crash, in that bomb blast and disaster. Another bomb went off at the Narita International Airport in Japan, and that bomb went off prematurely, again planted by the same Khalistani terrorists, and 2 baggage handlers were killed in that attack. So they had planned a coordinated terror attack on multiple flights even then in 1985. So from 1980s till 2023, that Trudeau, first his father, Pierre Trudeau, was then the Prime Minister of Canada, and now Justin Trudeau, his dispensation is doing nothing. And it's actually Western democracies that are now on notice. If they truly stand for liberal order and democracy, why are they taking no action against terrorists of the Khalistani origin there?
Clearly, questions must be raised on why is this Khalistani separatism growing? Why should it be allowed to grow in a country like Canada when Canada and India have been traditional allies? Instead, you have fingers being pointed at India about being behind the murder of Khalistani leader Nijjar. Clearly, India is upset and has taken and given a strong response as well, a diplomatic response. Thank you very much, Gaurav, for joining us.